So be it.
This is the losers game between Stork and Killer. Now, I had a bit more to talk about as far as Killer goes in that first set, but the game was too damn short. Didn't manage to get to any of it. But another aspect of Killer that I was going to mention is how much has changed for him since the Gen Air OSL. And since the last OSL was 7 months ago, a lot has changed for everyone. We're going to see a vastly different pro gaming landscape moving into this season, but I think that's kind of a good thing. A lot of fresh blood, new ideas, get to shake it up a bit. But Killer is on Team 8 now, and Team 8 has kind of eroded everyone's play, but here we go. Except, up at the 10 o'clock position in purple is Killer. That means at the 8 o'clock position in teal is Stork.
Go Stork!
That wasn't me. That was someone in the apartment adjacent to mine. Anyway. So, Stork actually did extremely well in the last season of Pro League. Since Protoss were rocking out in general, of course the Protoss general himself is going to rock it out. Nice play on words. But Killer, on the other hand, he was on Team 8, and Team 8 not doing great. What is with me and rhyming today? I don't know. These are all unintentional, by the way. It'd be great if I just wrote down an entire commentary, if I planned a commentary where everything rhymes. That would be epic. But I don't have that kind of initiative. Anyway, Stork did great in the last Pro League, and Killer did not. Killer had a losing record, and it was a complete polar flip from the season prior to that. Killer had been on a roll, especially in the last Gen Air OSL. I was talking about him in the first set, how great he was doing, and now it's just the complete opposite. I think he's kind of lost his... I don't want to say he's lost his will to play. That would be a tad bit strong. But I think being on a new team, all the new people, new pressures to find a sponsor and everything. Team 8 still doesn't have a sponsor. Still sponsored by Kespa. But there's a lot of pressure when you're on a new team with a bunch of new people. So it's definitely detracted from his play. It's definitely detracted from Jaedong's play as well. But we'll get into Jaedong later in this round of 24. I'd like to do the Jaedong group as well. I forget which one that is. Group L, maybe? That'd be great if it was Group J. But anyway. Poor Killer. I feel kind of sorry for Killer, especially after that Gen Air OSL. He impressed me so much in that OSL. I was talking to people, I remember talking to people in IRC chats, like, I think the Killer's going to be the next big Zerg. Just looking at his play, it's just phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And then he got taken down by a technicality. He lost another game, got knocked out in the OSL, lost his team. Went downhill quick for Killer. And he got that bad haircut, but luckily the hair has grown out, so he's looking okay these days. He had some kind of 80s haircut for a while, shaved the sides, and still had the hair on top. Not good. But the probe denying Killer's natural expansion a little bit longer. I think the Killer's finally going to plop down with his third hatchery. He'd already gone down to put down the second at his third base. Yeah, wrap your head around that one. But the Overlord staying right outside the natural expansion of Stork knows what's happening. Stork not trying anything daredevil in this game, going for a standard forge fast expand instead of two gating like a maniac. Okay, this is the first person perspective of Storkman. I love the first person views of the players. If they did the whole games like this, I would be happy. But look at this, APM all over the place, and Stork doesn't even have one of the highest APMs. In fact, he has one of the lowest. He's in the 200s, probably the high 200s at this point. But Stork is trying to stay in, see the next building that pops up, trying to get a bit of additional scouting. He has one cannon at the front. He's already transferred over with all of his probes to his own natural expansion. Got the cybernetics core on the way. Got, a third probe didn't make it to this assimilator. The observers are kind of pointing that out. Hopefully, Stork gets on that. I don't think he did that on purpose. There's no way he would just leave a probe idle. So he tried to transfer over a little bit too soon, but he did get the third probe on mining gas. He paid attention to it, didn't manage to let that problem get out of control or anything. Like Jaedong in the epic block of last season's Pro League. Oh, dear God. That was against Flying? Was it Flying? I think it was Flying. I'm remembering Flying's face being absolutely surprised, so I think that was Jaedong versus Flying. Okay. Stargate coming up for Stork. There is the lair on the way for Killer. And a couple of Zealots out for Stork. Might actually push up soon, try to harass a bit. They're just kind of staying outside the natural expansion, looking for some Zerglings, any Zergling run-bys. A Citadel of Adun coming up for Stork as well, being scouted, everything being scouted by that Overlord. He gets the full scout on all the tech coming up for Stork. Let's see, Stork was moving up with a probe again, trying to sneak in and get a bit more of scouting information, I think. But I'm not sure if he managed to sneak by or not. I think he actually did manage to sneak by everything that Killer had. I think he's in with the probe right now. Both the observers are not looking at that. Lots of gateways coming up for Stork. Looks like he's going to do a movie-esque type of build. I love movies theories, but the Hydralisk Den on the way already. And I saw the Spire earlier. I'm pretty sure I saw the Spire behind the main. Yeah, the Spire's coming up behind the main, so that means the Spire and the Hydralisk Den are coming up at the same time. This is always tricky for Protoss players. You have to assume Hydralisks are coming up once you see the Hydralisk Den. It's good to build both buildings, to play some mind games, of course, if you're a Zerg player. But it would put you behind if you did go for mutas off of this build. So Hydralisks are the most likely thing, but the observer's looking at the 3 gateways inside of the main. I said movie-esque because movie kind of came up with this idea in 2009 that, you know what, Protoss ground units are awfully powerful. I'm going to build a lot of them. And movie would typically stick to 2 bases, just building endless amounts of gateways and pressuring the Zerg player into destruction, basically. Because ground Protoss troops are so powerful, especially with a +1 upgrade, that if you stick to 2, you can basically win. I saw movie win on 2 bases against a 5-base Zerg once, so that should tell you something about the validity of this particular build. But Stork is already moving out with a pretty sizable ground army. He built so many gateways early that, yeah, he's going to pressure the front with some Zealots right now. And since Killer is focused on the Hydralisk build, yeah, this could be a nice back-and-forth engagement, because the Hydras are going to fight back the Zealots momentarily, but once some more Zealots stream in from the additional gateways being built that have already been built inside that main, yeah, they already have the leg upgrade, so Stork already has leg. He's going to surround these Hydras. The Hydras have to get out of there and regroup at that natural expansion. Stork taking out as many as he possibly can, but there is Killer trying to fall back a bit. He's going to have to fall behind his hatcheries to kind of work with that SimCity. Work with the SimCity and the eggs, kind of doing some additional blocking to give him the defense. But now Stork is going over. Yeah, Stork is going over to the 4th base being built by Killer. Killer is trying to get up his 4th base at the 12 o'clock. Expand. Oh, he lets it come up too. So that base is not going to last. Killer, he's bringing some Hydras, but still these aren't enough Hydras to deal with how many forces that Stork has on the ground. Tons of Zealots just flooding in from Stork. It kills all the remaining Hydralisks. So, look at the crazy amount of Zealots on the way for Stork. 1 Dragoon, just for the hell of it. 1 Dragoon in the back. And yeah, basically nothing but Zealots at this natural. But yeah, Killer out the fallback, uses SimCity again to keep Stork away. But Stork is kind of bypassing everything, getting close to the, yeah, GG from Killer. He devoted to the all Hydralisk build, and it came back to bite him. He had nothing else at that natural expansion, no static defense, no anything to fight back these Zealots. So Stork moves into the final match to face the player who beat him earlier. Ben and Jerry's. Okay, let's go.